Hello everyone and welcome. Today we are diving into the world of Docker and how it can revolutionize your web development workflow. In this course, we'll cover the essentials of using Docker to run web applications locally. This ensures a consistent and efficient development environment. So, what exactly is Docker? Docker is a platform that packages your applications and all their dependencies into lightweight, portable containers. These containers include everything an application needs to run, such as the code, runtime, system tools, libraries, and settings. This guarantees that your application will run the same, regardless of where it's deployed. Why should you use Docker for web development? There are several compelling reasons. First, Docker provides consistency across different environments, such as development, testing, and production. This means fewer surprises when you deploy your application. Second, Docker enables quick setup, resolving the common works on my machine issues. Third, Docker offers isolation, allowing you to run multiple projects with different dependencies without conflicts. Lastly, Docker makes sharing your development environment easy, so team members can run your projects instantly without struggling with setup. Let's explore some basic Docker commands you'll use frequently. To build a Docker image from a Dockerfile, you use the command docker build space -t space my-web-app space dot. This command creates an image named my-web-app from the Dockerfile in the current directory. To run a container from an image, you use the command docker run space -p space 3000:3000 space my-web-app. This command runs a container from the my-web-app image and maps port 3000 on your host to port 3000 in the container. To list all running containers, type docker ps. This command displays information about the currently running containers. To stop a running container, use the command docker stop space <container -id greater than. Replace <container -id greater than with the actual container ID you want to stop. A Dockerfile is a text document that contains all the commands a user could call on the command line to assemble an image. Here's a basic example. The from instruction sets the base image for subsequent instructions. In this case, we're using Node version 18 Alpine as our base image. The workdir instruction sets the working directory for any run, copy, entry point, and cmd instructions that follow it in the Dockerfile. The copy instruction copies new files or directories from the source and adds them to the file system of the container at the destination. Here we're copying the package.json and package-lock.json files. The run instruction will execute any commands in a new layer on top of the current image and commit the results. Here we're running the npm install command to install the dependencies. We are copying the rest of the application files. The expose instruction informs Docker that the container listens on the specified network ports at runtime. Finally, the cmd instruction sets the default command to execute when the container starts. In this case, we are using npm start. Docker Compose is a tool for defining and running multi-container Docker applications. It uses a YAML file to configure the application's services. With Compose, you can orchestrate multiple containers for complex web applications, managing them as a single unit. This simplifies the process of setting up and running applications that consist of multiple interconnected services, such as web apps, databases, and caching layers. Here's an example of a docker-compose.yml file. The version specifies the Compose file version. In this case, it's version 3.8. The Services section defines the different services that make up your application. Here we have a web service and a database service. The web service defines how to build the image for your web application, which is built from the Dockerfile in the current directory. It also defines port mappings, mapping port 3000 on the host to port 3000 on the container, and volume bindings, so that you can edit the code in your host machine and it will be automatically updated in the container. The database service uses a pre-built Postgres version 15 image from Docker Hub. The environment variables configures the Postgres database. In this case, we are setting the Postgres database variable to my app. Docker volumes and bind mounts are mechanisms for persisting data generated by and used by Docker containers. Bind mounts link a directory on the host machine to a directory inside the container, which allows for live development, where changes to files on the host machine are immediately reflected in the container. Here's an example of how to use bind mounts with the command docker run -v /source:/app/source my-app. Named volumes are persistent storage locations managed by Docker. They are useful for storing database data, logs, or other persistent data. Here's an example of how to use named volumes with the command docker run -v db -data:/var/lib/mysql Let's outline a typical development workflow using Docker. First, you write code and edit files on your host machine using your favorite IDE. Second, with bind mounts, changes are reflected instantly in the container. Third, you test your application and see the results in your browser. Finally, you deploy the same container to production, ensuring consistency between development and production environments. To wrap up, let's cover some best practices and next steps. Use a .dockerignore file to exclude unnecessary files and directories from your Docker image, resulting in faster builds. Don't store secrets directly in your images. Instead, use environment variables or Docker secrets. Keep your images small and focused by only including the necessary components. Tag your images properly with meaningful names and versions. For your next steps, learn more about Docker networking to connect containers. Explore multi-stage builds to optimize your Docker files. Consider deploying your applications to cloud platforms like AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud. Finally, master container orchestration tools like Docker Swarm or Kubernetes for managing complex deployments. You are now ready to Dockerize your web apps and start building consistent, portable development environments. If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit CodeLucky.com for more such useful content.